On today's episode, we sit down with Natalie Toombs. Natalie currently lives in Halifax and is originally from Charlottetown. Although now a photographer and content creator, she wasn't sure what direction she wanted her life to go until a camera was given to her when she was 20. That camera gave her an initial outlet to discover what she was passionate about. And after pit stops in Banff and Toronto, Natalie has honed in on what makes her tick. She has since created a photography project called Lustful and has plans to attend Nova Scotia Community College for marketing in the near future. Listen in as we hear Natalie's story.
I was the same old me with the same old blues. I was the same old me with the same old blues. I was the same old me with the same old blues.
Okay, we're back for another episode of Brand New View. How's it going, Ben?
Very well, thank you.
We have Natalie Toombs joining us here tonight. How you doing, Natalie?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
So Natalie, you grew up in Charlottetown, another freaking Islander on this
We went to high
podcast.
school together.
Yeah, we did.
There's a connection between these
Did we go to
two.
junior high then as well?
No.
No, we figured that out today.
'Cause I went to Birchwood and you went to Queen Charlotte, right?
Good, yes, yeah.
So I'm sitting in front of two products of Charlottetown, and I know your story, Ben. So I'm curious to hear yours, Natalie. What was it like growing up in Charlottetown?
It's pretty quiet. There wasn't much happening there.
Sorry.
He knows I wanted to jump in and be like, oh yeah, we're talking about Pete.
I don't really want to.
Oh, we're gonna get into it.
You gotta.
All right.
That's why we're here. Well, not only, but let's hear it from your side of it. I had an amazing time.
I have many chapters of PEI, I should say.
Well, we should probably start with chapter 1.
Seems like a good spot to start, yeah?
Well, I mean, I'm not.
You're not a book reader.
I'm wild, but I'm not about opening a book to a random page and starting a story.
There you go.
In my younger years, I didn't like it at all, just because the people that I used to hang out with, very toxic, and I was into some bad things, and I didn't really have any goals or ambitions up until 20. And then that's when I got my camera and started exploring PEI more and meeting cooler people, and then, formed a little community. So that's what I like about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very tight-knit community.
Mm-hmm. So that jumped us right to 20. We're skipping over it all.
He really doesn't want to talk
I was
about the island.
but I'm like,
Just did time just jump ahead here?
That's fine. Now, was there a process leading up to that where you found photography, or how did that all come to be?
So I was living with a few people that I met through partying, so they weren't actually friends. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess at least a little good came out of it.
So anyway, we all lived in a house and we just always party. Lost some jobs from partying. And then, my life just kind of went downhill. And then my friend, a mutual friend of this girl that I lived with, Stephanie Hines, I'll shout out to her.
I think I know her.
Yeah, she stopped by the house one day and gave me a camera. And she's like, you need to focus, more time on something else other than hanging out with these people and partying. So, just picked it up, started doing little photo shoots with friends and looking up on YouTube how to properly use the camera, and started taking photos of Coyote. Do you remember Coyote, the band?
Yeah, I do. They used to play
from
at
Hunters. Yeah, so I started taking
what
photos
about
of
that
them.
lounge? It's on
Baba's Lounge.
Yeah, they used to play there all the
iconic.
time.
So
I
used
love
to do
that spot.
Oh man, it's so good. I was
Baba's is cool.
there last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out Baba's.
So anyway, then I just became obsessed. I met a few people while I was taking photos at Baba's and Hunters. Remember, I think it was Mikey Wasnich that suggested me to Victoria Row concert series.
Good little show.
Yeah.
That's really
so
cool.
I did all those concerts for 2 years.
So just a little bit of context, Victoria Row is this cobblestone street that they shut down. It's like a pedway, essentially. There's no traffic that flows through. They close it down in the summer, and they put on a live act pretty much every day.
Yes.
In terms of musicians.
Yeah. In the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
And then Victoria Row concert series was at night.
Right.
So that was June, July, and August.
And they open up all the bars. There's like 5 or 6 in a row, and they're all like
It's
unique
a huge
and
street
different.
party.
Yeah, it's a huge street party. Exactly. It's,
like
it's a lot of
Scratch
fun.
Bastard played there, Sheepdogs, Joel Plaskett.
I've had so much fun on
So
that
much
row.
fun.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You've been?
Oh, I've been. A couple
Softball parties.
softball
Yeah.
tournaments. Lots of fun.
Shout out fish pump.
I'm taking it back again.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Because I want to know. I mean, you got into photography when you were 20.
Yeah.
So from 18 to 20, I mean, I know a lot of us are not necessarily forced, but feel the pressure to enter post-secondary education.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
And
have
or
that
the
thing?
workforce.
Yeah, or the workforce. Like, what were your thoughts kind of towards the end of high school?
I honestly didn't have any.
You're kind of just
Did you apply to post-secondary? Or?
No, actually, this is a huge thing that I never ever talk about, but I dropped out of high school twice.
Hey, I went to high school with you, and I didn't even know that. So
Yeah.
keeping it on the low. Way to
There
go.
you go.
Actually, it's a new thing that I'm working on right now is I'm getting my GEDs.
Nice.
Nice one.
Good
So
for
yeah,
you.
I dropped out of high school twice. The first time I was hanging out at Summerside with a bunch of people,
I've been.
like skipping school and like using drugs, and it was just not good. And then my mom found out, and yeah, I had to stop doing that.
Would you drive up to Summerside each day?
I
Like
hung
it's-
out with some people you would know. I'm not going to mention their names, but yeah.
That's
they were
how
just-
far away is Summerside from
That's fair.
Charlottetown? It's like a half
45
hour,
minutes?
45?
Yeah. So yeah, I dropped out whenever I was 18. And then, yeah, so my mom caught me doing all that stuff, and then she made me go back. And I went back at 19, and it was brutal. Like, I was in grade 10 math with all these young kids, and I was just like, what am I doing here? Like, I should not be here. Like, I should just get my GEDs.
Yeah.
So I did write them, and I passed every single one except math with flying colors. And I failed math by like 30 points. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put that on the back burner right now. So then I got into the photography and then learned about like the business side of it and started making money doing it. And I was like, this is easy. Like, I can totally do this. And then now I'm like, okay, I want to go into marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting my GEDs now
cool.
at 28.
Hey, that doesn't matter. Age is just a number.
Yeah.
We talked about this. When did we talk about this? Well, it wasn't on air, but it was very recently last night. And it was you and I just talking about like there's no such thing as a timeline. You're on your own.
Exactly.
timeline.
And like it was always a burden, and I would
Yeah.
never tell anyone this.
And
And
that's
like,
a terrible feeling. Like,
Oh,
why,
it's
why are we
horrible.
doing that to people? Anyway, that's a whole.
exactly. So I've just literally been starting to talk about it in the last couple of weeks.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
That is great. It can
Go
be
do it.
cathartic, that's for sure.
oh my God, yeah. But now that I'm learning it, I'm like, this math is so easy.
Mm.
It's just because I was not in it.
Yeah, you weren't in the right headspace.
No, I didn't even
And to
know who
think
I was.
This is why we brought it up. To think everyone is at the same time.
right? It's
Yeah.
just
Like, get fucked education program.
Exactly.
we've been going hard at the HRSB the past little while. Sorry, guys.
I feel fine.
Yeah, I'm totally
Feel
fine
great.
with that too.
Feel great. Yeah, no, it's the Charlottetown school board that we're talking about. No, I'm just kidding. I was thinking, I think what's kind of cool with your story is your passion, and with originally with photography and now marketing, it's kind of finding you.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, a change of perception originally in your 20s for that to come about, or was it just a random event
to
where
get
your friend,
into
your fri-
photography, yeah, it was very random.
Very
like she
random.
was literally just like, "Here's the camera," and I was like,
Have you ever
"Oh, this is
asked her
cool."
why it was a camera? Like, why did you give me that to focus on?
I don't know. No,
just
I
happened to be.
Just
And
did.
at that point, you were like, I'm ready to just
Actually-
get
She should
this
be a guest
lifestyle.
on Lustful,
used
and that
to-
should be the question you ask her.
Actually, I used to take photos when I was younger, like 16, at like my brother's hardcore shows with this little tiny Canon.
Really?
So I think that maybe we talked about that at one point.
Okay.
It's a very blurry moment in my life.
It's very sweet of her, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
Out
obviously.
of that, they were able to
I owe
give you
her
something like
everything,
that.
honestly.
She was able to
Yeah.
get you out of a pretty, well, seemingly dark spot.
Yeah, exactly.
We won't continue beating that one. No, I think that, to Mark's point, that's an amazing start. Not too many folks kind of have it, not necessarily, lapped on you, like not dumped
Like
on
it literally
your lap.
found me.
Yeah, she was literally like, here's a camera, focus.
Yeah, you're artistic. Why don't you?
9 years later, still behind the
Still
camera.
doing it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering,
That's
did she
awesome.
see it as something that could change your life as it has, or just it was, hey, look, here's a cool
Probably.
camera.
She's like
We're
a
gonna
very...
pick this moment apart, so we're gonna need you to Dive deep here.
Like I
Into the
said,
deep
very
end.
blurry moment
Very
of my
blurry
life.
You don't know what you were wearing, whether it was a Wednesday.
Slowly turning
what
into
time
an
of day it
interrogation.
was.
Yeah, like toxic people, toxic household,
Yeah.
drugs, alcohol.
Fair enough. That setting is set for us for sure.
Yeah.
There you go. So you got your camera. You're 20 years old.
Yeah.
And you started taking photos of the van Coyote.
Yeah.
And what kind of came next for you?
Victoria Row concert series.
Concert series.
Yeah.
So that
you're
was
part of
kind
the
of
concert row series.
So then I got into event photography. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is really cool. And then my cousin worked for Shellfish Festival.
Mm-hmm.
So she hired me to do social media and photos for that. And that was like a huge gig for me. So it was a weekend long, like Melatones.
Yes.
Yeah.
the Melatones.
So
We played, who was it? Gordon Ramsay was there that year.
Yeah. Hey, well, remember
Chef Michael Smith.
Yeah, Michael Smith used to own
Gordon Ramsay? Really?
Yeah.
So you got in the event photography
Yes.
as
So
as
then
you mentioned.
I loved events. My friends were DJs at Baba's, and so I would just do photos for them, like just go around talking to people, taking photos. And then I started, and then I met this girl, Laura Morneau. She owns Downtown Fox. It's a jewelry
Okay.
company. Anyway, so then I started getting into fashion photography with her. And
So it's just
that's-
one jump to the next.
Honestly,
kind of
it
within
was just
photography.
consistently jumping.
And a lot of networking,
Lots of
meeting great
networking.
people.
Yeah, and then
At this point, were you operating kind of under your name, or just letting your name do the talking? Like someone would like kind of suggest, yeah, well, I've got a friend, Natalie. Like,
yeah, it was all word of mouth in Charlottetown. Yeah, so everything was just basically.
you reached all 12 of them.
Because this would have been before Instagram.
Got 'em.
Yeah, it was before
Yeah.
Instagram, so I was using Facebook.
Oh yeah, good old Facebook. Bookface.
It's
Can't
helped
use it
so
anymore.
many people connect. Like,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
I know.
Sucks.
I
So
know.
yeah, got into fashion. Then I started doing
Zuckerberg does it again.
art galleries at Baba's. I did a few of those.
So you've been up in Baba's.
Yeah, I love
yeah,
Baba's.
yeah.
Baba's is iconic in
Shout
my
out
life.
Babas.
Shout out Baba's. I've had some really good meals at that spot right below it.
Cedars.
Cedars Eatery.
Well, Baba's has like that art wall upstairs,
Yeah.
so they let any artist use it for a month long. You can hold a showcase for an opening night.
It's such
That's
a cool
awesome.
space.
Yeah, and it's all free, which is insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they have anything like that around here?
I've been looking, and I can't find anything.
Oh, we'll
I
have
need to bring some Baba's flair over here.
I
Yeah.
know.
Dr. Baba, where you at?
Doctor. I don't
You
know
didn't hear he
about
got his
that.
MD.
No.
Who is Baba? Is it even a person?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably
Anyways.
not.
I
Baba
feel like we
Ganesh.
should
And
know
that
that.
is all the time we have on Bubba's. All right, so
We'll
This
be
is
back.
the Baba show.
this is the Bubba's show. Also, not getting paid by Bubba's.
Hey, can you guys stop shouting us out on your podcast? Our fucking phone's ringing off the hook here.
You've been served.
Yeah.
Oh, the restaurant's packed. What's
Like
going
we're
on?
all about busy, but like we're busy.
Oh my! So
We're into
So,
events right
you're
now.
into
That's the
events and
timeline.
photography.
Yeah.
What did you find? Was that able to support you financially, or were you
Ooh,
working
great
doing
question.
anything on the side?
Not really, just because I was just starting out and with no educational background. I'm like, I don't know what to charge. Like, I don't know anything like that. So I would undercharge.
What is your worth? It's so tough.
Exactly.
To know.
Like, I remember I was doing like $25 portrait sessions for people. Like, that's it's nothing.
You still doing that?
Definitely not.
What are you saying after this?
Yeah. $15.
I've got a good
two-
hair
two for
day
40?
going. 2 for 40. You gotta like that, man.
There we go.
So yeah, definitely
So
wasn't
you're
supporting
kind
me.
of like not struggling, but like bouncing around with it,
Yeah.
trying to figure out the next steps. Man,
Exactly.
that's kind of cool though in the same sense. You got to learn.
I
on
essentially
the fly.
learned the hard way
Yeah.
instead of like learning
That's
in
the
school.
downside.
Yeah, but
You
now I
learned
have
the hard way, but you learned.
Yeah, I have all of that experience now.
The hard way is sometimes the best way, though.
Not like consistently always doing it the hard way is what I think
Yeah.
Natalie's suggesting. Like we definitely agree. It's
Beats
best
you
to-
down, but you
yeah,
gotta
but
keep
like
going.
if you're always learning that way, like good on you for persevering.
yeah.
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 We're so proud of you.
Thanks.
Honestly.
So, the $25 portraits, unless you were doing 10 a day, which I
Yeah.
assume you weren't.
Well, see, I didn't even think like this. I didn't think numbers and stuff. I'm like, I'm just doing this for fun. Like, I couldn't make money doing this. I didn't even think that I could.
Really?
Yeah.
So really learning the hard way. You were kind of
Yeah.
So it's just a
to it.
hobby.
yeah.
at
Like,
that
I was
point.
working retail on the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where at?
Worked at a few places. I've been poached around the mall, the Charlottetown Mall.
Fuck yeah.
Why don't you
Sellers.
tell us about the
I
Charlottetown
worked at
Mall?
Sellers.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I lived in the toxic
Sellers.
household.
Oh, rest in peace.
I worked at Ardennes, and then Susie Shear
thought it was
poached
Ardeen.
me.
Whatever.
What do I look like?
Ardennes.
Oh, sorry. Coming from a former employee. Guess I'll take your word for it.
So yeah, I was all over the Charlottetown Mall working, doing that, and then also doing photography very much on the side.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like, you know, some folks that we've highlighted in the past that have done similar work. You were in the middle of it. You just maybe weren't as aware of how deep you were into it at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I could have charged so much more and actually made a living.
Like it was
at that
legitimately a hobby.
Yeah.
Whereas some folks, you know, they work at the Ardennes to support the hobby. Whereas, you know, now it's kind of, I assume it's shifting. Like
Yeah,
you're able to
definitely.
support yourself with it.
Yeah.
It's shifted. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're still morphing. You're still going.
But
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not there yet.
We're not there yet,
Still
guys.
We're not
Yeah,
there
are you
yet.
ever
Still
really
in like
there,
chapter
though?
4.
Let's see if we
Chapter
can.
4.
Let's see if we can back up. What was grade 4 like?
Oh my
I'm joking. I'm
God,
joking.
here
I'm
he is.
joking.
Shout out, Mr. Foster.
I was hoping you were gonna say Miss Brothers because I didn't know what elementary you went to. I went to 2.
I'm wondering when you started to take it a bit more seriously and
Right.
you realized that it could be something that you could make a living off of.
Actually, I think it was 2014. I suck with dates. I was nominated for Visual Artist of the Year for Music PEI,
Very cool.
and I was like,
And this was still when you were doing it as a hobby. Were you like, oh,
that's
I
when
got
I was
nominated.
like, okay, I'm good at what I do. like,
Oh,
I need to
sweet.
focus
That was
on
the
this.
moment.
That was
I
the
swear, your
moment.
passion is it's like, Natalie, this is your passion. Hey,
like hitting you in the
Nah,
face
nah.
for like 5 years?
let's go here.
Someone randomly in a blurred state drops a camera on your lap. How did I get this? 5 years of events. You get nominated for the award.
All
I'm
right, just
good at
not doing
this?
it. Just nominate
Oh
for
my
the
God, I
award.
Well, I had no confidence, right? Like with my
It's tough,
past.
right?
So it's
Especially
like
with photography
mentally,
as well.
I couldn't. Like, I was like,
I can
whatever.
relate to that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
most people could.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's nice to stay humble, of course,
Yeah.
but it's hard to let the ego soar.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Eagle or ego?
I said
accept,
ego.
I'll accept both.
Column A, column B.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got
A/B test them.
nominated.
Nominated. I did not win, unfortunately.
Man, what
but
can you
that's
do?
fine.
Man, you got nominated. That
Exactly.
sounds
It was
great.
very
Nomination.
cool.
Leo went like how many years before he won?
Wow. Great. I don't have another word.
Loves Leo.
Yeah.
And he had to sleep in a friggin' bear to win that thing, so you're doing fine.
Okay, perfect.
So you're nominated, and that was kind of a jumping point for you to be like, all
Yeah.
right, you know what? I'm gonna maybe do something with
Absolutely. Let's get into this. I was still working retail, and then my friend asked me to move to the mountains. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do that. I can take photos out there, network out there. I need to get off the island just because my past was just still heavy on me.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I moved out to Banff and then started taking photos like that and selling them online. Made some money doing that.
this. Did you get a job out there as anything other than that?
No, I was working at a hostel. So it was basically just I want to move away and get out of PEI and kind of find myself because I'm obviously, from what I told you, I had no idea who I was and I had my passion right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was smacking me in the face.
I love that though. Like,
Yeah. When I moved to Banff, we lived in a house. There was 18 of us.
What?
And-
18? How many rooms?
We
Yes.
have to figure this out now.
Like 10 rooms?
See, you're fine at math.
Yeah.
I was just simple addition.
I was on the first floor with you. I went up to the second floor.
We had to go
We
down
took a
every
little pit
single-
stop in the kitchen.
Visualized it.
then
I
we
Got a
love
glass of
it.
water.
Of course we did. I got thirsty. It's math. It's hard.
But yeah, there was 10 rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very cool
It's fun.
experience.
So I assume you guys had some pretty legendary parties.
Oh, absolutely. It was mostly Australians that lived in the house. So they party like East Coasters.
Mm.
So yeah, the first time around was honestly just partying and getting to know people.
So we hadn't gotten that out of our systems yet. No.
Really
Not yet. That was a quick no.
Girl loves to party.
Yeah, all right. Girl's a pretty good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Banff though. Okay.
Yeah. So you partied and trying to figure it out still.
Yeah, and like hiking, taking photos. I'm like, this is fun, but I'm ready to settle. Well, quote unquote settle. I don't really do that. So anyway, I moved to Toronto after that.
Okay, so we hadn't fully taken off with photography to a point where...
No, not in Banff. It's too transient to
Right,
do
so then
that.
as soon as we got into Toronto, that's when it was like...
Yeah, I got a job with this agency, like a wedding agency.
Nice.
So they're based out of the UK. It's called Pink Daisy Weddings.
Shout out Pink Daisy.
Yes. So they have photographers from all around the world, and they do basically all the dirty work, like for getting clients. So they'll just like find them for you, email you if you're available. You can meet the clients, and then you can decide if you want to take the pictures or not. Because some people, bridezillas.
Never heard of them.
Yeah. So I was into wedding photography then, and that's when I was like, okay, you can make money.
Big time.
Where the
Big
dough is.
time.
Weddings is the...
Yeah.
Wedding's the cake.
Yeah. So did quite a few weddings in Toronto.
How did you start to build your brand and kind of create awareness? Was it through Daisy or under your own?
Through Pink Daisies.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not getting it clear. They're a wedding agency that
Yeah.
people book them so that you go and shoot the wedding.
So, like, if you go on their website, you'll see, like, you'll click Toronto if you're a bride and you're looking for someone in Toronto. You click on it, and then it will show all of the Toronto photographers, and then they will choose whose portfolio they'd like, and then the agency will contact you.
It's freelance.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So they're just agents, like
Gotcha.
any clients.
Agents.
That really helped me.
Yeah.
Thank you, because obviously I don't have
Yeah,
any
you're like,
clue.
what are you talking
Yeah, I'm
about?
like, what?
Yeah. I'm like, oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
you
how-
guys are
what?
photographers.
How did you
Weddings.
get so good so quick? You just got weddings just like that? I thought that was a difficult scheme. So, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Any idea how many you did?
Probably like 10 weddings.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good chunk of change. to
Yeah.
start out.
Reasonably, yeah.
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 And how did you find them?
Some of them were intense. My favorite one, though, it was an Indian Jewish wedding.
Okay.
It was like
There's
culture
a cool
clash. It
crossover.
was very fun. It was like 10 hours.
No dancing on chairs.
There was dancing on chairs.
No, I know.
And glass smashing.
Yeah.
It was so much
But
fun.
of course, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it was a very intense day. But I also realized I'm like, maybe I don't want to do weddings full time because it's a lot of work. It's like 10-hour days just taking photos all day.
Any malfunctions
Like-
with the camera?
Whew. Yeah, actually. That wedding.
As your cheeks got really red.
All those moments just
Yeah.
flash
I
through
know,
our minds.
honestly. I was like, oh my God, this
Whoopsies.
moment. So yeah, I was taking photos at this wedding, the Indian Jewish wedding. And I forgot my backup camera at home. And my camera started dying at the last dance. And I was like, all right, so I have like 2 to 3 minutes to charge my camera really quick. So I plugged my camera in and just watched it, and everyone was just kind of like watching me because I was freaking out clearly. Anyway, I got it right on time and took like 5 really good photos. And that's when I was like, anyway, I'm done. I'm done.
That's it for me.
It was very intense. I almost missed the last dance. Or the first dance, sorry.
So you're like, I'm
Yeah.
out of the wedding industry. I'm out of that business too
Yeah.
much. What to do? But before we kind of jump to the next point, did
Yeah.
you kind of do a bit of networking and maybe build a relationship with the people you're doing weddings for the future? Or did you just kind of leave it and you're like, here we are starting again?
I haven't taken like photos of them afterwards or anything, but like I've become friends with some of the people that I've taken photos of. But yeah, I wasn't very interested in the wedding industry. Like I just like the money essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're just taking pictures of people's wedding. I mean, not much room for creativity.
Yeah,
on-
exactly. It's just all the same.
Yeah.
It's just group photos and post edits. Like it's, yeah, it's very tedious.
I did hear of one individual that got into it. I'm not going to name names because I don't know all the details, but got into it in PEI this summer and had like 40, 45 weddings or something. and like
Wow.
set himself up for 4 or 5 years.
Some people really enjoy it.
But what to that point, like what I was going to suggest was that like it was like a long haul, right? Like 40, 45. That's
exhausting.
A long, that's
Like,
a
I'm getting
long
exhausted
summer.
thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean, and like just the experiences you were able to share about the intense moments. And imagine that happening like once or twice a week.
Oh, absolutely. And then it's like just taking photos of the wedding and then the post. Like editing takes so long. So 45 weddings.
Yeah, the number, I'm not quite sure on it, but it was like staggering. Where you were like, wow, were you pumping out like 2 or 3 a Saturday? Like weddings only happen on certain days, don't they, normally, or like
no,
around the same
not,
times?
not that many.
Not that many?
No.
So you left the wedding industry, and where'd you head to next?
Then I was kind of like, what am I doing again?
Shit, here we are
Honestly,
again.
like anyone that's listening that knows me, they're going to be laughing because it's just constantly me being like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Who's going to plunk something in my lap now?
Yeah, it's going to happen.
So you stayed in Toronto though.
I did stay in Toronto, yes.
But you're kind of back at square one.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what do
I was
do?
totally cool with it. Like I was working at Amsterdam Brew House, serving and like
Sweet.
meeting cool people, networking. So yeah, that was cool. I met a lot of people there, and then that's actually when I started Lustful. I wanted to do a photo project because I kept seeing them on Instagram. Like, okay, this is cool and a really cool way to network with people. So I had a dream about it, and I lived with, at the time, a photographer, Jan, and they were in the living room when I woke up, and I was like, I had a dream. I was just taking photos of people, asking them questions, put music on, and then like I took 3 photos when I used to do it, and you change your outfit, and it's just empowerment project. So I told them about it, and they told me to set up my lights upstairs in the living room, and they just like danced around. I was taking photos. I asked them questions, and then I was like, okay, how am I going to get people? Like, I asked Amsterdam people, of course. They started going into it, and I'm like, okay, I'm in Toronto. How am I going to get more people? So there's this thing called Buns Trading Zone. Are you familiar with that?
No.
So Buns Trading Zone is in Toronto. It's a Facebook group. So just say I have a lamp and I post it. I'm like looking.
Oh yeah, buns. We have
Looking
buns.
for cookies.
Kind of sounds like Kijiji.
Essentially, but you're trading. You're not.
Oh,
You're,
okay.
so
Yeah,
like there's
it's
no
like
money.
Barter, baby.
So I was like, there's so many people in there. I'm just gonna post and be like, come through my house, 1 to 4 p.m. Thursdays. I'd schedule people in, and
What a
then
great idea.
it was fun. I like met so many cool people came through, and like I would just ask some questions, take photos of them. I don't even know how many I took. Probably like 20 plus people through it.
Really?
Yeah.
This is all through Buns Trading.
Yeah.
That's
Just
cool.
random strangers coming into my home and just. hanging out.
How did you formulate the questions? If
Um,
you didn't, like, they're complete strangers, I take it.
So I was making the questions at first, and I'm like, this is a bit much. I'm not that creative in that aspect. So my friend Chelsea would look them up on Instagram and Facebook and just curate the questions like that, just finding out random little bits about them.
Right.
I like that.
Because
Yeah.
you brought that up to me. Was it yesterday, or the day before? The questions that are asked to them. You
Yeah.
found them. You were curious.
Oh, man, I love them.
Yeah.
Like, I routinely go back to your page and just sift through, and I'm like, great question, great question,
Yeah.
great
Well,
question.
you can learn so much about people just.
With a random ass question.
Yeah. And also
But they're not
looking
like,
at them.
like I do not mean that as like, a discredit. Like,
Yeah.
there's obviously thought behind
a
it.
profound question.
They're just they're just out there. They're really cool. I love asking those type of questions. I love those questions asked of me. So
Exactly.
they're really
And then when you're reading them, you're like, wow, I think the same way.
Exactly,
Like, I
yeah.
don't feel so weird about that.
cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I just started doing that.
And that was back in 2015?
2016, yeah. February 2016.
Oh, here we go with the dates and the
Yeah.
timelines.
She's
We're
on
getting
now,
caught up.
folks.
Clear. I'm
Yeah.
clear-minded. I'm like, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, so February 2016.
Yeah.
You were like, let's do this. Let's figure out a way to.
Yeah. I'm like, let's meet these people. Let's network. So yeah, anyway, I started doing that, and I started getting more and more people, and I'm like, hey, Instagram, cool, but I'm like, I want this on the walls somewhere. So then I found this spot called Black Hat Art Space. I've been following it since like I lived in Banff. So it's a little art space, kind of like what we were talking about earlier. It's just a white room. Anyone can rent it out. You can rent it out for a week, 2 weeks, up to a month. So I emailed the owner and I was like, yeah, like this is my project. Like I'd love to show it there. And didn't think he would answer back because that's just who I am. Anyway, he responded right back and he was like,
Didn't even know you were in a competition. Or, sorry, nominated.
Yeah, right?
Wait, what?
Do you know who I am?
I'm oblivious. So anyway, he wrote me back right away and we met up and he loved the idea and he's like, all right, like, how long do you want to do it? I'm like, let's just do it a week because I just started it. So I don't know how big this is going to be. So I scheduled it for July. So I think it was April or May that I was talking to him. So I had that amount of time to get more people. So then it was kind of like a push. I was like, yeah, let's get more people going. So then I got a lot of people for my work involved. So then I was like, there's going to be more people at the showcase whenever I have an opening because I'm friends with these people, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, I need to get entertainment. So I got my friends to DJ for the opening. And then Amsterdam Brew House sponsored it and gave me like so many flats of beer, which was awesome.
Yeah. Look at all these choices you made lining up.
I know,
I love
right?
it.
And then I contacted Blog TO and they featured on
Very popular.
on like, yeah, very, very popular blog in Toronto. It was 10 Things to Do in Toronto that day, which was my showcase. It was July 26th.
That's awesome.
It was insane. And I was like, the whole day, I'm like, no one's going to show up.
Still not buying into the fact.
Yeah.
Overcome all these things.
And I'm like, I'm still like, whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're suffering from a bit of imposter syndrome, which I read today.
I was like, what is this?
I'll explain.
No, please do.
At some point in our lives, this is a study. You never know, right? They change. But at least 70% of people experience imposter syndrome, and that's when you feel like when you've accomplished something, you feel like you don't deserve it. Like
absolutely.
You actually don't deserve it. It's like something happened wrong. Like you weren't supposed to get this.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I can relate to that.
That makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you calling our guest an
like,
imposter?
No, yeah, no.
It's a therapy session?
Yeah, imposter syndrome. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. That
Yeah.
makes sense. So yeah, anyway, it was a large event. Like there was so many people coming through. It was a week long. So I did the showcase. First night, had the DJs, the beer and all that. So that lasted until like 12, like midnight. Then we all went out to Eden Hall and partied. And then the rest of the week, I had to work. So I got some of my friends to watch over the showcase. And like, I would have a little guest book and get people to like sign, like, and be like, what do you think about the project? And then that Saturday, I was working at the gallery and I decided just to take portraits of people like coming in and asking them questions. So then I started doing that, and then there was probably like 25 people that day that came through. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
First week kind of sounds like a success.
Yeah, it was a huge success.
Huge success. A big hit.
That's
And I was like, this is my way of networking
Exceeded
now.
your
There you
expectations
go.
of
Yeah.
nobody showing up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Set the bar low.
Always do.
that's so cool.
Always
Would you
easy.
say, I know your passion is photography, but is your passion also getting to know other people?
Definitely. I've always been a social butterfly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Same,
love getting to
same.
know people.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, that's why we're here.
exactly.
Chatting away. So that's still going, Lustville. And now, obviously, you're back in Halifax.
Yeah.
How did that transition take place?
I actually moved to Banff after Toronto.
Oh, my gosh.
So we
Right. Banff
back.
round two.
I actually, okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Funny story. I got drunk one night and I was a little bit over
No.
Toronto.
And you bought... No.
And I bought a ticket to Banff and messaged my old boss for my job back and left to go back to Banff.
But you were lustful.
I know.
You had it figured out.
You're like, nah, get away from me, passion. Get away.
Still doesn't feel like it. I don't know. I gotta run again.
How did they let you on that damn plane?
I have no idea. Yeah. So yeah, I went to Banff for a bit.
Did
There's
you
not
move
much
back
to talk
to that
about
same
that.
house?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
The one you
Anyway.
were previously over to move to Toronto. Okay, I'm getting it. There's a trend
Constantly
here.
just like running away from things.
Okay. All right.
But
like
safe
it.
to say, I feel settled here and happy here.
That's
now.
I'm
No,
not
I
leaving
really
Banff
can't.
just
I'm not
yet.
gonna hold my breath. You know?
There's not much to talk about Banff. I was there for a bit and moved back to Charlottetown.
If you were gonna say
Charlottetown.
Toronto again, there, I was gonna be like, all right,
It's like,
I'm done.
just went back and forth.
I'm done.
You know.
Moved to Charlottetown. Worked at Fishbones for the summer and then decided to move here. As I was like, okay, Natalie, get your shit together. Stop moving around, like, to settle into a place. So yeah.
Were you? I mean, when you moved back to Banff and then Charlottetown and then to Halifax, while in Banff and Charlottetown, were you still doing Lustful, or had you put that on hold?
Yeah, sorry, I totally skipped that.
That's okay.
That's why we're here.
Not in Banff, but in Charlottetown, I did Lustful.
You picked up Lustful in
Yep.
Charlottetown. How long were you in Charlottetown
Yep.
before you moved over here?
Like 6 months.
So just a short visit.
Yeah, just a short visit. So I started doing Lustful there, and then I did a showcase at Baba's.
Baba,
You ever
sneaking back
been?
into the podcast.
They give you a key or something?
Yeah, key
for
to
the-
the city. Key to
Natalie's
Baba's.
actually wearing a Baba's sweatsuit right now, if anyone's wondering.
She handed me her business
I
card
wish I
earlier,
had a
and I was
Baba's
like, why does it
sweatsuit.
say Lustful? Why does it say Baba's? Proud
Like, oh, shit.
supporter since 03.
Wrong
Oh my
podcast.
god, you're killing me.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So 6 months. Was Charlottetown kind of to recharge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just chill out. Yeah, get a grip.
Get a grip. And then
Get over it.
what made you decide to come over to Halifax?
My
She
best
was over
friend.
Charlottetown,
Duh. I haven't lived here yet.
Obviously.
No, it was closer to home. I wanted to be closer to like mom and dad, and my best friend Megan lives here, so she talked me into moving to here.
Shout out, Meg.
Shout out, Meg.
Meg and Cody.
And Halifax is a great place for things like Lustful. And
Yeah, it's
I
an
assume-
awesome city.
Right?
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since September. Yeah, I didn't really like it at first, as usual. But I always give
What did we do to you?
nothing.
What
I just
Actually, no,
like I just
Ben,
didn't know
I'll
where to
take
start.
this. What
Sorry.
did we do to you? Did you immediately jump back into Lustful in Halifax, or did it take a bit to
Took me a little
network
bit.
a bit and then
Yeah.
meet
So
some new people?
very
Now you're at
cool.
the auction house
Never
with,
been.
with me,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Shout out Auction House.
Shout out
my
auction
boo.
house.
Yeah, bartending's awesome for doing creative stuff like this because it's like a few hours, you're making money, very flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can switch shifts.
Oh yeah.
Never feel tied down. Yeah, so you've now featured one of our guests, actually, Beasley, Peter.
Yeah,
Hemsworth,
Beasley.
in
Yeah.
In Lustful. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right before he came on, actually, I think.
Yeah, it was.
And yeah, do you have any plans for what do you want to do in the near future with Lustful? Or
I'm looking for a place to do like a showcase, but I've had
as
some
we said,
trouble
yeah, there's not much going on.
trying to
so
find
far.
something. Yeah. So I just don't.
What
I
was
don't know.
what was Beasley's question? What was Peter's?
Ooh, great.
Shut up, Mike.
What was his question?
Do.
What fuels your creative energy, and what do you do when you hit a creative block?
That one's a good one.
And
You gotta go to my Instagram
love
to check
it.
out the answer.
You know what? You're like really good at promoting yourself, but I don't think you know you're doing it.
I really don't.
I'm like, did she plan to do this? Because that's like an amazing time
Honestly,
to drop that
no.
in there, where it's like
You're
now
just freestyling through life.
Now everyone's like, I've got to go check out this Instagram. I need to know.
I'm just
checking
chilling
right
here.
now.
That's funny. You're
Yeah.
just naturally good at it.
I
You're like,
guess so.
well, that's suspenseful. That's good. It's building awareness. I think
Yeah.
that's great. So, what are your future plans then? We're struggling on a space, but what do you have kind of lined up for 2019?
2019. For this year, I want to find a spot to do a showcase.
You need to find a spot.
So if
And,
anyone here
Yeah.
listening has one,
This could be a good opportunity for that. I would love to see the connections formed from the podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
From the podcast.
Honestly, anyone listening out there that may have a potential spot,
Shoot us a message.
why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
It's all about making new connections.
Yeah.
No, we have no.
I'll find something.
yeah,
Something
we have
will
all
just
the
be thrown at
confidence in
me.
the world that you'll find something. It's always the way,
When you're
right?
walking home tonight, you like turn
Right.
the corner, you bump into someone. Oh, hey,
like-
sorry.
This
Got
is
a
for Natalie.
place
I'm
for
like,
you.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that nice?
Neon sign.
And then you'd
Just
be
waiting
like,
for it to happen.
I don't know if this
Natalie's.
is right for me.
I don't know.
This place just doesn't. It doesn't really scream lustful.
Maybe I'll try it.
As we mentioned, still looking for a spot. That's fine.
Yeah.
Anything else that you may want to do as well as lustful? Any other
question.
projects
go
that you have in the
to-
works, or whatever?
Well, I want to go to school for marketing.
Yes.
Oh, right. We haven't gotten back to that.
Yeah.
That was like minute 1.
That was like yesterday ago.
So yeah, I'm writing my GED soon, and then I'm gonna go to marketing.
Which school?
NSCC.
Nice.
Nice. I did
Yeah,
actually. Got my marketing diploma there in 2015.
Really?
Amazing. Like, you're gonna have an
Yeah, I've
amazing
heard
time.
nothing but good reviews.
Yeah, the teachers over there, the faculty,
Yeah.
incredible, very motivating, and a lot of them have just come out of the industry, so they're very in touch with
Right.
the subjects they're teaching, which is so important.
Big time. Yeah, I mean, we've obviously touched on them in the past, and it's probably the right decision. I mean, are you in, or you still have to?
I'm not in
you have
yet.
to
No.
apply? Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Gotta get
plan
your
is to
GED.
go.
The plan. I gotta get that GED.
Gotta get that.
I only have to write
math.
math, so it'll be fine.
Marcus could help you study.
I have a little tutor.
You do?
Yeah.
Was it math? 12.
I feel like there's a story behind the tutor.
No, there's not. I meet with him once a week on Wednesdays, but I had to postpone that today.
Oops, sorry, guy. Or
Don't
girl.
worry, we did some math. We
Yeah,
figured out the
exactly.
floors.
We know how many people lived in that house.
Stories,
Yeah, we
Carry
made
the
you do
two.
some mental math on the podcast there. Oh my! So, so you want to get your marketing diploma?
Yeah.
Do you have a direction of where you'd like to take that diploma?
I don't know. I want to start doing my own marketing company kind of, but with my photography.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get more into product photography
Okay.
now. That is, I think, the be all end all of what I'm doing. I'm
We
very
have
into
direction,
it.
folks.
We do have direction.
I'm into that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Right.
And
So
would
there's-
the plan be to obviously kind of carry that out throughout
Yeah.
Halifax? Like
Yeah, and there's not a lot
here
of
for a couple more years at least.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I want to go to school too, to
Until you're
ground
back
myself.
again.
Yeah, keep you here. Oh, I can't leave.
Yeah.
Well, get her drunk and we'll see.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'll book a flight somewhere else. But yeah, I want to do product photography because there's not a lot of product photographers here.
Around here, yeah.
Yeah, so for restaurants, I want to do cocktails, food menus, stuff like that.
Oh, so that's why you're taking pictures of the auction house.
Yeah.
I'm on to you.
I'm actually working with Foggy Goggle tomorrow doing.
She's
product
known
for them.
every move she's made.
So
she just plays.
calculated.
Yeah, she just plays
Just
this loop. Yeah,
Stumbled
like,
in here. Oh, hey, guys.
Praise him. Yeah, just this and that.
Weird.
How did I find
Meanwhile,
myself
she's
here,
behind the
guys?
curtains like, checkmate, motherfucker.
No, seriously.
You dropping mics
Nowadays,
over there?
yes.
Yeah. And nowadays, you're like, who's on the other end of these strings? Dance,
Whoever
puppets,
I
dance.
want.
Honestly.
Oh, that's great. So you want to do the product? That's
Yes.
that's a great idea because yeah, I mean, I can't off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone doing that.
No.
Just like I taking pictures of sneakers.
Wait, why does it matter if
Right.
anyone else is doing it?
Well, you get more jobs.
Market's not saturated.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, I think it's always important to pursue whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Regardless
yes,
of
but
everyone else
we're
doing
past that. This is just an added bonus.
I'm saying it anyway, so
Say whatever you want.
I said it.
Yeah. So I got my first gig with Foggy Goggle tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
excited.
Try to foggy goggle.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of those tonight. That's good.
We always do.
Babas.
We love our city.
You
What
just
you
had to, eh?
Love
You
us.
started laughing before you even got it.
I know.
out. You're
Today's
like,
episode is
"Bah."
brought to you by Bubba's. So you want to do your business diploma, marketing,
Yep.
product photography.
Photography.
Start your own company.
That would be great.
Okay.
I don't want to work for anyone. So yeah. And then I also, like I was saying, I want to own a spot that artists can rent. I'm not going to say the name, but I already thought of it. And yeah, so it'll be like,
Say it, we'll delete it, I promise.
no. So it's going to be for artists, like clothing pop-ups, basically all pop-ups.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do
So
here.
there's a lot of potential collaborations with a few of our
Yeah,
guests.
exactly. And I've been going to the Halifax Social Network events. Shout out as well.
We're gonna have to have another event ourselves.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
I tried to sign up for the second Halifax
great.
Social Network, but it sold out after like 2 minutes.
I know.
But yeah, your strategy is great. You're people focused first more than anything, and I think that's
Well, that's what gets you
so
anywhere.
important,
really.
right? And that's what you've been doing the whole time.
Exactly.
You've been open. You even went on like a trade and swap to meet people. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And there you go. And you keep doing it. We have no shortage of confidence that you'll find your way in Halifax and
Yeah.
anywhere else moving forward, because we know you're not going to stay here for much longer.
We just want you to be confident.
I do feel very settled here.
Good.
Good.
Okay? I do.
Welcome
Good to
home.
hear.
I feel good.
Welcome home.
It is home. It is home.
And we're confident in you. We hope that this string of stuff you've been putting together has built some confidence in yourself.
Definitely.
And
I
that's
actually
good to
believe in
hear.
myself now.
There we go.
Good.
Yeah.
People search their entire lives
Oh, I literally
trying
did.
to find that. No, like years
total
beyond where
life,
you're at.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
total life, like 60, 70, and they're like,
Yeah.
man, I wish I just appreciated
Yeah.
myself a bit more in these moments. Like,
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
so hard on
it's-
myself.
Life's so short. You have to.
Yeah,
You
have
honestly have
appreciate
to.
these moments for sure.
Gotta believe in yourself.
A couple good lessons out of this podcast for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've pretty much got what we need
Got
here.
to where I am today. We've finished most of the chapters.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we got a future plan, which is awesome, and which means future guest
Yes.
spot again, which we found is a common occurrence.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are making moves. It's awesome. Yeah, I think we're gonna end it there.
Cool.
Natalie, we want to say thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Definitely.
That was
Loved hanging
really,
out.
Yeah, that was a really fun combo. We had some laughs, shared some
Shared some good stories of the island.
we sure
Reminisce.
did. A lot of reminiscing, which is
Okay,
great.
bud.
It's good. Okay, bud.
Nice shoes, bud.
Look at guys. I'm getting chirped by the Islanders, and I don't know what
I
to
don't go
do.
to your house to slam your cupboards.
If you don't hear from me, you know what happened.
Lights on, boys. No one's home.
Unbelievable. All right, folks. We're gonna end it there.
This fella's a few beers short of a six-pack. This guy.
He just doesn't stop talking. Yeah. Once again, want to thank you so much, Natalie. Thanks for telling your story. Thanks for sharing some
Thanks
of the
for
things.
having me.
Of course. I mean,
We really want to thank you, though, again, for coming on. It's been an excellent experience. Although we were bouncing all over the place and kind of giggling throughout, there was a really nice story underneath it all. And we're really fortunate that we were able to reconnect with you and have you on so that you could share said story.
Thank you very
So
much for
thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you very much for being a part of Brand New View. And for tonight, I am Ben Brammer.
and I'm Mark Boudreau.
with the same old blues, with the same old blues. I was the same